Okay, this week's free pick, NLST. There's a symbol right here. I'll start off by saying what I always say. I don't know why that's up there. We have about, let's see, 7 stocks on watch for our members in our chat room tomorrow. Well, and we start off every day with between 5 and 10 stocks on watch. Out of all those each week, we pick one at random to send out to our free picks email list members. Okay, so that's this week we've chosen NLST. The last couple have been pretty nice. Zale's a nice pop. I think Borders Group before that, MPEL, MPEL. The last several have done pretty nice. So we try to find ones that have potential to have nice moves on a percentage basis for our free picks. NLST, yeah, I've drawn some lines here. Nice volume pop. Now I want to at least say and read this here. NLST is a lower volume stock, but at times it can really ramp. For example, back here on March 9th, it ran from a low of 417 to a high of 510 on almost 10 million shares. So that's a big move percentage-wise. And then you can see the volume tapered off, and then today had a little bit of a volume pop and a nice reversal candle. So high of 449 today. We'll look to buy it if it breaks 449 on Thursday. So in other words, if it gets to 450, using a stop probably based on the intraday chart, but I won't take anything with a wide stop. Now, all that said, keep in mind, and I say this on every video, but it's important, all this is based on a fairly normal open, okay? We don't know if the market's going to gap way down tomorrow or way up, so we don't know if Netlist, that's the name of the company here, is going to open at $5 tomorrow or open at $3. You know, if it gaps way up or way down, all bets are off, and this is just going to be a no trade, okay? But assuming a fairly normal open, we'll look to buy this if it breaks yesterday's high, if it gets to 450, hoping to get a nice secondary pop. Oftentimes when you have a nice pop like this and then you know, a low volume consolidation, oftentimes the second wave can be a nice profitable trade as well. So that's the idea here. Again, everything we do is based on intraday action, so it's hard to cover every possible scenario the night before, but this is the free pick for this week. As always, we'll use tight stop losses. You also can control your risk with position size, okay? And also, we'll follow up like we always do tomorrow night. We'll send out a follow-up video to let you know what we did with Netlist if we traded it at all, okay? So that way you can kind of use it as an after-the-fact learning tool on kind of our thinking as the day unfolds, on what the things we look for. So please, if you get a chance, watch the wrap-up videos. Even if we don't trade Netlist, sometimes we'll cover other trades from the chat room session, you know, and kind of talk about what we looked for in those. I can give you one example of that, like from today. We had Nutrisystems in our chat room on watch. This was Wednesday. Okay, big gap down here, went sideways, and then had this big move, $16 to $18, and then gapped up the next day and pulled back for 3 sessions. Okay, so this is an example of something we look for low risk setups. Nutrisystems was on watch today as a bounce play. Let me show you what we did today with it. I'm going to zoom into just today using 15-minute candles, show you the setup we had today in our chat room. Here was the early high, 1682, and then a bunch of consecutive lower highs on 15-minute candles, and a nice narrow one here. And notice each high was consecutively lower, and we love that on something that we're looking for a potential breakout anyway, or in this case, I guess a secondary pop after that initial pop, okay? The high of this narrow 15-minute candle was 1666, so we call this on our 15 setup, meaning the trigger is the first break of a previous 15-minute candle's high because we liked this setup so much. So 1667 was the trigger right here as it broke this candle's high with a 1659 low. That's only 8 cents risk, and from 1667, this thing ran all the way to 1760, almost $1 on an 8-cent risk that never got hit. So this is a good example of the type of things we look for on an intraday basis. And as I said before, we don't know what Netlist is going to do tomorrow or how it's going to open. So, well, that's weird. It's got those strange lines on. Anyway, I guess if I get it to the right scale, yep, everything will pop back in place. Still getting used to eSignal. I just bought eSignal, I don't know, about a week ago, so still getting used to the charts. All right, I'm going to wrap this up. As always, trade smart. Only trade with money you can afford to lose, and use tight stop losses, and control your risk further with position size. And we will follow up tomorrow night with what we did with this one. Have a great night.